So, how does identity theft work? When we go online and initiate any activity, such as opening an account or setting up a profile on a major social media website, we are potentially exposing ourselves to external threats. Hackers use these opportunities to try and install viruses and malware, software designed to damage computers and networks, to retrieve personal information off your computer. Then, while you're being you, someone else is using your information to be you too, to defraud, deceive, or for economic gain.
It's tough enough losing a family member. Now imagine having to relive that loss because a thief has stolen their identity. One local Westchester woman is learning about theft after death, and is a warning for all of us. Sadly, even death, that peaceful final resting spot, no longer protects you from identity theft.
The IRS sent a letter addressed to my aunt, marked deceased. Someone had used her social security number to gain employment.
Susan Hughes couldn't believe it. Her aunt, who died 13 years ago, was suddenly an ID theft victim. Now she's scrambling to protect her loved relative and having to relive sad memories.
After 13 years, who would expect to get something like that?
Turns out identity theft involving the deceased happens a lot more often than you would think. It's very easy for the crook because that person is never going to find out about it. Luckily, Susan found out that the AARP has a list of things to do to prevent ID theft after death. Among them, notify Social Security immediately, alert all banks and creditors, and contact Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, which Susan is now doing.
To let them know they should mark that account deceased, do not issue credit.
Even though Susan knows her aunt can't be troubled anymore, it still leaves her and her family feeling violated. What do you think of someone stealing her identity?
You just don't think about your loved one who's passed being a victim.
Yeah, it's so sad. AARP says tens of thousands of deceased people are actually targeted by ID thieves every year who check death records and newspaper obituaries to find victims who can't fight back. And it says you should never list an exact date of birth in obituaries. That makes it harder for the thieves. You don't waste your money. Kristen.
That's a lot of money received every year from fraudulent activity in cases of identity theft. While the authorities are making every effort to track down and stop these scams, it is up to each of us to protect our identities as much as we can. See if you can fill in the crossword puzzle using common terms related to your credit. If you or anyone you know is a victim of identity theft or having problems with your credit, they can be reported to one of the 3 agencies listed here.